Welcome to this week's video. These are the videos where I try and give you an idea of what it's like to be a working musician in the UK. Coming up on this week's video, a bit of a camera fail. I discover the perils of trying to play in sunglasses in the dark. But that doesn't stop me as I try playing in sunglasses again in a bit more daylight. So, important announcement first, I finally got my CDs for my upcoming album. Let me find one of the rare unsigned ones. So here we are, don't know if you can see that. I'm very pleased with these, the way they've come out. I did the artwork all myself. These are my photos that I took here. And these ones were taken by my daughter while we were on holiday. I set my camera up for her and I walked around on this rather cool looking lagoon and got her to take pictures of me, and some of them came out really nicely. We took about 20 minutes and she took about 220 photos. She did very well. That's Bonnie, my middle daughter. So I shall be putting some more info out about this. The album comes out on the 28th of October. It'll be on all digital platforms, but there's a physical release as well, so look out for that. Excuse the continuity error here. I popped out to get my hair cut and I've changed my t-shirt. But I also picked up a copy of Maverick magazine, which is the biggest international country music magazine. And the reason I got it is, if you look here, one to watch, there's me, and inside there's a double page spread, an interview I did with the magazine. So I mentioned all about the new album, which I mentioned a minute ago. So go and get yourself a copy, incorporating country music, biggest country music magazine, and I'm in it. Go and get it. Also this week, before we get on to the gigs, I had a bit of luck. I found out that, well, this is a clue, James Taylor was playing at the Brighton Centre, which is on the south coast of England, right near where I live. I saw on Facebook someone had seen him in London, and someone put, they always miss his gigs, they said he's playing in Brighton on Thursday, and I thought, well, there's no chance of getting a ticket. And it turns out it had actually been postponed twice from COVID, so I think the original ticket bookings went online about 2 years ago. Anyway, not knowing any of this, I naively went onto the Brighton Centre website, clicked on it, and I think I got the very last ticket. And it was a front row of one of the balconies. I only think it was one of the last tickets because the people that were sat next to me, they'd also got some tickets by going into the box office about the same time, and they were having to wait as there was someone online also booking. So I think 3 tickets had been given back. So I got the very last ticket. I went on my own. I thought, I'm not going to risk waiting to see if anyone wants to come with me. I've never seen James Taylor. He's one of my absolute favourites. I think I play more of his songs than anybody else's when I'm doing my gigs. And he's one of the last remaining people, big heroes of mine that I've never seen. So I went to see it and it was absolutely phenomenal. It was Steve Gadd on drums, Mike Landau on guitar, plus the rest of his brilliant band. I even bought a t-shirt, so it was absolutely fantastic. So I was very pleased with that, so that was a bit of luck this week. So the first gig this week was with a band called the Yankee Roses. We're a kind of country band. We start off wearing cowboy hats playing some country, and then it kind of turns into playing standard covers that aren't quite so country, but it's good fun. And a bit of gear nerdery here. I'm playing through my standard pedal board with my Milkman Amp, which I've shown you in other videos, and I must still do a proper review of that, and I will get around to it. I've just been too busy. But slightly different, on the first set I was playing the landlord of the pub's guitar, and he has an original 1964 Strat. It's a Sunburst, and it's almost like it came off the production line next to Steve Ray Vaughan's. It's very, very similar sound, so that was very nice. So you'll hear that in this first clip, but you'll also notice that the camera managed to fall on the floor halfway through the solo, which I didn't notice till I looked back through the footage. I found it on the floor at the end of the set, but I thought it had only just fallen off, but actually it fell off about 2 songs in and filmed the ceiling for the rest of the set. But anyway, here's just a little bit and a bit of the ceiling. onto the second set, I switched onto my white Strat, the one I got refretted, which I've shown in the last few of my videos, and I've actually been looking at some more rosewood fretboard Strats after playing the 64 Strat that you saw in the last clip, because I like it so much. So I wanted to play this one to compare the two, and I have to say it did stand up very favourably, so that's probably saved me about £5,000 having to go and buy a custom shop 60 Strat. But I think it sounds very nice, and the second reason for putting this solo on is I have quite regularly put me playing the Brian May solo from Don't Stop Me Now on, but this is a different Brian May solo, just to prove that I know more than one. That is literally, I think, the only two that I do know. Anyway, here we go. This is Crazy Little Thing Called Love. Next gig, the Elvis tribute. Now on this one, again, I'm using my Milkman amp, and I decided to get out my James Tyler Mongoose, which is a Telecaster style guitar, which I've been neglecting a little bit recently. Don't know why, because when I played all my guitars through my Milkman amp, it probably sounded best out of all of them, I have to say. So what you'll notice on this clip though is I'm wearing my sunglasses, and I recently got these prescription sunglasses, which I very much like and wish I'd got absolutely ages ago. And I was about to go on stage and I forgot I hadn't put my contact lenses in, so I tried to put them in, had a bit of a fail, couldn't find one of them, discovered it was in my eye the whole time, but it was too late, so I took it out, and he said to me, wear your sunglasses on stage. So I thought, well, I'll wear my sunglasses, because he wears sunglasses while he's performing. Which was great, apart from what I've discovered that I do actually look at the guitar more than I realised. And I don't know if you can see on this clip, but I'm kind of playing and I'm having to go and crane my neck. I've discovered a similar problem even without sunglasses on some of my other rosewood guitars. In fact, I'm going to show you this. On my Tyler Strat, I kept playing out of tune, or not out of tune, but I kept being a semitone out. And I realised it's because I couldn't see the fret markers on the top of the board. They're very tiny little mother of pearl ones, and they're not very visible. So, a bit of a low-tech solution here. I've put some bits of sticker on, which I'm going to have to do on the Mongoose as well. I don't have the same problem with my maple fingerboard ones, but yeah, I know Danny Gatton did a similar thing. He got the cubic zirconiums put on here, so I laughed when I first heard that years ago when he did that, but I obviously wasn't old enough to have failing eyes like he was, and I now have. So here's a solo. This has never been to Spain, just so you can hear what the Mongoose sounds like through the Milkman. Then I don't often show rhythm playing on here, but I thought this was some quite good rock and roll rhythm playing. Now, the main reason I don't show the rhythm playing is because it's normally under the vocal, and you're prone to getting your video taken down if you're doing cover versions of a song that aren't approved. So obviously the rhythm is normally under the melody of the song. So anyway, let's risk it on this one because it's a rock and roll song. It's not particularly a melody that the YouTube algorithms might recognise. So here's a bit of rhythm. If there's no clip after this, it's because I've had to take it down. Anyway, here we go. I also have my pink paisley telly with me, which I switched over to just for authenticity of look. I didn't enjoy playing it as much as the Mongoose, but see if you like the sound of it. Here it is. this is the last gig. This was the band called the Vincents. I've shown a few times. It's Kev on double bass and singing, Ivan on drums. And on this I start on acoustic, so the bit of gear nerdery here is that I'm playing my acoustic guitar through my Quad Cortex with my kind of acoustic setup, which I think is online, and I plug it into a Mackie monitor, full range monitor, to get that sound. So that's the sound you're hearing here. So I'll just show you this so you can hear what that sounds like. And then I moved on to the electric. Now, every previous gig I've done with them, I've used my Gretsch because it's that kind of rock and roll rockabilly thing. But I decided, as I'd enjoyed playing my Mongoose the night before with Elvis, I'd take it again. And also, you'll notice I'm still wearing my sunglasses, which was a bit easier because it was a bit lighter this time. Anyway, I very much like the sound of the Mongoose, so I'm going to leave you with this video. This song is My Babe, I think it's called. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm bringing out new videos at 7 PM UK time every Friday. So hopefully I'll see you next week. Don't stand